Training for Worlds isn't just about watts and hours. It's about becoming the kind of person who belongs on the start line. Hi. How's it going? My dog is just saying hi to me. Hi. Welcome to video number 3 of the Marbella 7.3 World Championships adventure. I said yes to this adventure. One main reason is because one of my favorite books is The Alchemist, and that book takes place in the area where the race is being held, and I want to experience that. In this video, I want to talk to you about my training and how I was able to get myself in shape to qualify for the race, and then how to get ready to race in the World Championships. Much of my training is done with the crew. So I'm a coach of a triathlon club, and yeah, most of the training is done with the crew. So especially as I'm leading up to the qualifying event, we swim out of 2 lakes 3 times a week. That's my swim training. We bike long on Saturdays. That's a big part of my bike training. We have a fast run class on Thursday night, and that's a really key component of my training. However, I will do some extra bikes throughout the week. Now I'll do 1 or 2 runs, especially a longer run, so that I'll get myself in shape and build myself up to the race. By doing that allows me to get in shape, and I can do the qualifying race and then have a shot at getting a spot for the Worlds. Once I get that spot, my focus on the Worlds may be close, but it may be far away. But because this race, I qualified over a year and a half before the race, the focus is so far in the future, you don't think about it too much. You know it's going to happen, but you kind of put it way off in the back burner. I took September off. I went on a really amazing road trip down to the States and down in California. It was just wonderful. And then in October, I started my training up, and I go back to training with my athletes. However, because we're indoors, now a lot of the training is mostly with myself. So I go to the pool, I swim by myself, and I do, for biking, I have 2 sessions with the crew, Monday night and then Saturday, and then I'll do 1 or 2 more bike rides by myself. The running is all by myself. What's happening with my run is that I took part in a charity run event. It was a Run 10K, and I got a little carried away with the race. I went a little bit fast. I ran faster than I should, and now my left calf is giving me a little bit of grief. So my running is 0. I'm not doing any running at all. I want to try to really favor the calf and allow it to heal and be ready to race in Spain. Let's talk a little bit about the planning for the race. This is something that's really fun for me. I love planning these events. And where I qualified quite early as far as the qualifying races. It starts in like July, and it's one of the first races where you can qualify. And that's a good thing, because once you qualify, the first thing I do is I try to find accommodations. So if you qualify for the World Championships or you sign up for some big event, you want to kind of get your accommodation settled sooner than later. For me, I'm not so concerned about being close to the race. I like shooting for interesting place and a good price. That's for me. After qualifying, I start looking at prices too for the flights. Now, because this trip was a year and a half away, I knew I wouldn't be booking a flight for at least a year. But what I like to do is I like to see, well, what is the price of the flight right now? Imagine if I was booking the flight right now, how much would it cost? So now I know what that number is, and I write it down so that when I'm looking at future prices, I can see if it's going up or down. And then when I can see a really good number that I'm happy with, I just go and book it. I will also book a vehicle. So wherever I'm traveling, I will go on. If I'm able to book the vehicle that far in advance, I will book it. That will allow me to get a really good price for the vehicle. Where I am right now, at the time of this recording, this is Monday. I hop on the plane on Friday going to Spain. It's all very, very exciting. I try not to get too excited about it, because that just burns energy. So I try to stay nice and steady about it. I mean, the race isn't for less than just under 2 weeks, but there's a lot to be done this week and then next week in Spain. But I try not to get too focused on that. As I get closer to my departure date on Friday, I know that my training is going to be limited. Once I get to Spain, my training is not going to be as focused as is here in Canada, just because I don't have all the things easily available that I do here in Canada. Like here I have a pool close by, I have the trainer downstairs, and I have running very close by. Spain will be a little bit different. When I'm in Spain, I like doing tourist things. I honestly do. Once I get there, I will do some tourist things, check it out, and I'll keep my training to be very, very light. And in Spain, I want to be very cautious about my calf. I do not want to aggravate it at all, and I will minimize my training to keep my calf intact. So this video is a little bit of a insight into my training. The majority of the training I do is with my triathlon crew, and that keeps me motivated and keeps me on track and keeps me wanting to do the training. So that's the biggest thing. For me in planning, I look at the flights well in advance. I look at the booking a car well in advance, and look at booking accommodation well in advance. By doing so, that allows me to keep the cost of the trip much lower. That's the end of this video. In the next video coming up, we're going to chat about what do I need to do this week to get ready for my trip. If you've never traveled for a triathlon before, you may be interested to see, well, what does this guy take with him on a trip to Europe? It's going to be exciting. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.